guys? Here at my buddy Ryan's house, and we're about to drink some of the rarest and best beers in the world. I don't know if you're familiar with Belgian beers, but we happen to have some Westvleteren 12. We also have a huge table full of other beers we're going to try to compare it to. For another video, we got the Westie 8, and we've got the Blonde, and we've got beers to compare that to. Some pretty fancy glasses to try. Actually, we had the right glass for Westie at the very least. Yeah, this is a little trap glass, right? Yeah, there we go. So at least those two will be in their exact proper glasses. Pour some of these babies up, see how they go. I've got my cat's trying to get all up in the... Today for our quads, we got a Chimay Blue. This is the Westvleteren 12. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it's a very difficult to get Abbey beer. We've also got ABT 12, a Rochefort 10, a Trappe, and a Mickletree. A refined palate will know that this is the best beer out of all of them. Gotta make certain you have the appropriate glassware for each one of these. The chalice, as they call them. Westvleteren, obviously, that's the right one. This is a hand-blown one, so we're gonna put the Chimay in that. We've got two Perrot glasses. We'll do the ABT 12 and the Rochefort, and then we've got the appropriate chalice here for the Mickletree, as you can see. Does anyone actually really pour a Mickletree? I feel like you just kind of...
get it out of the kegerator. If it's not in a kegerator, it comes out of a cooler with a NASCAR sticker.
Cat is going nuts. I feel like this one you're supposed to open with your eye socket.
Cheers, y'all. Should we go for the good stuff right away? Let's go left to right.
Yeah, left to right.
Left to right. Alright. Alright, what are we starting with?
Chimay Blue, one of my personal favorites. It's really good, it's really smooth. I don't know, I don't have like a refined palate where I can be like, oh, it tastes like nuttiness and fruitiness and that kind of garbage, but it's definitely a little chocolatey, maybe a little coffee. I like it, I really like it.
That's a good one. Tastes like beer.
This is gonna go well if each one's like, yeah, tastes like beer.
Oh, that's good.
The next one, yep,
yeah.
Still beer.
Also good.
Also beer. You want to take the first swig of the...
Let's do it. It's the real
the
stuff.
Westie?
The real deal. Yeah, there's a lot more going on there.
Oh, right away from the smell. It's like, I don't know, lemony or something. There's a lot more going on with that. The carbonation is way different too. It's phenomenal. It's got an aftertaste. It's not bad. Normally most beers have a horrible aftertaste, but
it's very unusual.
It's extremely unusual. That's really good.
Now you gotta directly compare that.
St. Bernardus.
And of course everyone knows the story of this one.
Isn't it supposed to be like an old recipe and they gave it to him?
Use the same recipe.
It's the exact same recipe?
Exact same recipe, but they don't have the same yeast. They used to produce it for Westvleteren up until the late 90s.
It's not the same at all. I shouldn't say that, but...
It's markedly different to me. It's not as sweet. I think the actual Westvleteren I've always thought is a very sweet beer in comparison.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The Westvleteren has more of like a raisins or like a...
Yeah, this has more of like, I don't know, almost like a chocolatey taste to it. But the carbonation in this is like the difference between Coke and Pepsi.
Yes.
This one
clearly
is a very smooth carbonation, and this one, like, it bites at you.
There are variations on the theme for sure. I would have to say I prefer Westvleteren, and I'm not just saying that because it's expensive and ridiculous to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my third time directly comparing these beers, and I still feel the same way.
It's quite good.
I would have to bet my second favorite in this table would be this, the Trappe.
Try the Rochefort.
This is like a little bit cheating to have this in the category, but it's not exactly a quad. I guess it is, but we'll see. Yeah, that's very different. That's much more malty.
Yeah.
I think that one's more malty, more.
Oh, dude, that's way chocolate.
There's like more burnt flavor to it.
That's way different.
Yeah, that's kind of the outlier, and I think the last one is going to be really outside as well. That's my favorite regularly available beer, though, even though it's not from Belgium. It's the Imposter.
This tastes more like a triple to me. It definitely has like the notes of like being chocolatey and stuff, but it's very different. It's got a more hoppy taste.
I've always thought this beer tastes like bananas a little bit. And interesting. It's sweet, which is why I kind of like it. It's a little sweeter than other Belgians. It's not burnt tasting. It's like sour fruit maybe almost.
It's amazing to me how similar yet different they all are.
This is not Belgian. It is Trappist, so it's made by the monks, but it's from Netherlands, not Belgium. It's the only one here that's not Belgium.
I did not know that.
However, 4 of the beers here are actual Trappist beers. The exception is St. Bernardus is not actually made by Trappist monks.
I did not know that.
This is the only one that is not a Trappist beer. So you have this in the Netherlands, Rochefort in the French part of Belgium. Westvleteren, as you know, is in Westvleteren, Belgium.
Oh, of course.
Chimay is also in the French part of Belgium. We go back to the good stuff.
I would say the remarkable difference, the hugest difference between all of them is the carbonation is extremely different with this beer. I mean, aside from the taste, all that aside, the texture, if that's the proper word for the beer, is way different on this one than any of the others.
I agree. And when you start talking about texture, you need to put your pinky out.
It's notably way different. You're right, it's very sweet. Let me try the ABT 12 again. So really the only difference is the yeast?
Allegedly. They were making it under contract for Westvleteren until the late 90s or something like that. The thing with Belgian beers that makes them unique is that the strain of yeast that they use is like the trademark, so no one uses the same yeast. When Westvleteren took their brewing in-house, they continued using their own yeast. However, St. Bernardus still had license to the recipe as long as they could source different yeast. I don't think that they're that similar, actually.
No, the aftertaste is entirely different between the two.
It should be pointed out that we're drinking all these at room temperature, or like cool
Yeah.
temperature.
They're all room temperature.
They're not meant to be had cold. You don't put this in a frosty mug.
Straight off the shelf and into the glass. The only one cold is the Mick Ultra.
If you look at this
How
bottle,
much does this taste like piss by comparison?
No, it's bad, pretty bad. You gotta burp first.
Tastes like water. Like after drinking this, it literally just tastes like water.
Now you know that one's cold enough when the Rockies turn blue.
Give it a try after you've tried all this.
It tastes like playing pool in a shitty billiards hall.
It's not quite as smoky as that, but
yeah. You have to drink that cold because if it's warm, you're not sure if you picked up the right glass.
Be a road.
It's one of those ones where you're
road trip.
It's one of those ones where you're sitting in the car and you like grab the wrong container that was like in the cup holder from yesterday, and you're like, ugh.
Have that Dumb and Dumber moment.
I don't care for the Rochefort 10.
Really?
It's just too malty for me. It's too burnt tasting.
So you think that the ABT 12 would be that far away from this that
Yes.
you would put? Interesting.
Just because I like this one so much, I could interchange the Trappe and Chimay Blue. I think that they're equally good. I think Chimay Blue is more similar to Westvleteren than AB 12 is, in my opinion.
As far as taste?
And just, yeah, I think it's pretty similar.
I can see that.
Like, I feel like these are more comparable than these. And they make ice cream out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're telling me about
It's fantastic. But I always like this because it just has a lot of interesting stuff going on. And at this place...
that. The Trap you're talking about now?
Yeah, in Netherlands. It's in Koningshaven, Netherlands. I've been to this brewery and to this brewery, and it's always interesting what they sell at those places that is not beer. Because these monks, they make money selling this stuff. So in addition to this, they sell like sandwiches and other things. But they have ice cream.
Don't they have cheese?
Yeah, they make their own cheese. So they have their own like cured ham and so like a ham and cheese sandwiches they sell, for example, like at their place. They also sell ice cream made with this.
Maybe it's the empty stomach, but I'm legitimately surprised at how buzzed I'm already starting to feel.
I mean, we are drinking beer that's anywhere from 8 to 10%.
Yeah, is 10 the highest? What's the Westie? 10?
10.2.
This is 10 even. Chimay's 9. What's the Rochefort?
11.3.
So the Rochefort's the highest.
Yeah.
So they're all 10, except this is a 9 and this is an 11.
If we're going by Mick Ultra standards, you got like 10 beers on the table.
More than that. What's this Mick Ultra? 4.2. This is easily a 12 pack. Is Mick Ultra even the one that has the Rockies on the...
No, that's not even the one. They probably should come up with some device that helps you know if it's cold enough to tolerate it.
I feel like we should have had High Life. Like that would have been...
Listen, you don't mix the champagne of beers with this stuff.
I'm going to get one more sip of that. Acquiring this was quite a feat.
12-pack of Mick Ultra, versus these 5 beers, probably you're talking 1/4 the cost, maybe 1/5 the cost. These are about $7 a bottle.
What I paid, this is about $30 a bottle.
Not including a ticket to Belgium if you buy it at the place.
Fair enough.
It's not that much, but sure. I want to say I paid 20 euros for a 6-pack at Westvleteren when I did it.
That wasn't an option I had, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah, and my airfare home was free. Not including
renting a car and all that.
Yeah, I mean, that's all part of the deal. That's like sales tax. It comes out and it just averages out. Well, you know which one's going to get finished first.
Oh, of course.
It's the only one that you can't just run down to the store and buy. You'll never find Westvleteren on tap, even at the place. Like, they don't. It's not a thing.
Really?
They do not have it on tap at the cafe. They have, like, stacks of cases in the corner. When you order a beer, they just go grab the bottles and they come open it at your table.
Does the ice cream have an alcohol content?
I'm sure it does. It's made with the quad.
I guess what I'm asking, if you ate too much of it, could you get a toddler drunk? The last time Ryan was there, he told me about this story. Basically what happens is they have a quad, which is their 12, they have an 8, and they have a blonde. And depending on what they happen to have available is what you happen to be able to buy. If they have 12 that day, you can get the 12.
And you get 1 6-pack per person.
Yeah. Is it one?
1 per person until they run out.
The last time he was there, he was telling me there was a couple in front of him, and the wife turned to the husband and was like, "You know, I don't really like beer. Maybe I don't want to. I don't think I want to buy it." And he was like, "You're gonna buy the fucking beer, bitch!" Yeah. I'm going to Europe in May, and I'll have a lot more videos about that then. But if I can find some, I will bring more back.
Well, we're going to be in Amsterdam. You can definitely find some in Amsterdam.
Hopefully, it's cheaper than what I paid for the 6-pack we just got.
It was a lot. It was a lot. If you buy it that way, the better way is to go to the place. So, might have to rent a car and drive into the fields. I'm gonna go like this. This is my ranking right here, top to bottom. That's what we're gonna go with.
This is your official ranking?
Official ranking. Lock it in.
This one used to be my favorite, but Chimay has become my favorite for quite some time now. I think I'm gonna go there.
And you're not just saying this because it's the hardest to get.
No,
Everyone's gonna say that.
I don't have the most refined palate, I'll go ahead and say. But between the ABT 12, the Chimay, and the Westvleteren, it's not like a huge departure between the three. But I will say that just from the bubbles alone, and how more complex it is, because it is vastly more complex. There's just notes of all sorts of stuff.
And this isn't aged. I've heard a few people say if you age it, it gets a lot better.
It really is a very nice beer. I can understand why they say it's the best beer in the world. I mean, not just because it's an adventure to get it. Like, no matter how you get it, it's hard to acquire. We've got beers to compare with the 8 and the Blonde. So we're going to do a follow-up video where we compare the 8 with a couple different beers that should be in the same category, and the Blonde with a couple different beers that should be in the same category. It should be pretty interesting. I'm pretty toasty at this point. We've had a lot.
Doing damage.
There's far more to the beer community than just IPAs. Branch out. Taste something different. Have we finished all of these except
the Rochefort? I guess that proves that it's at the bottom of the stack.
This is a carpet cow right here.
Hungry boy.
What's up, boy? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to do more videos where we compare the 8 and the Blonde. You know, check out my other garbage that I put up. You know, going to auditions and going to comedy shows and so forth. Just my general adventures. And drink up. Enjoy. Have a good day.